All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers Show, your weekly rock news outlet. I'm your host, Murph, and boy, oh boy, we got a show for you today, man. We got a couple of interesting instrument sales we think you'll be interested in, as well as some catalog talks and a little, a little Lenny Kravitz. Taylor Momsen. Holy cow. Susie Lou Who or whatever she was. We got some Ronnie Radke, some Bono, Food Fighters. You notice I said that, Doc, Food Fighters. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Oh, gosh. And so much more. But of course, we got to do it with my co-host, Doc. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you may not, well, I think we mentioned this a few times that Doc lives right outside of the actual Wayne's World, Aurora, Illinois. Yeah. And yeah, dig you, Doc. And back in the, I know the Gasworks ain't around, but remember the great bands that played back there,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Jolly
Stopped the
Green Giants
gasworks and
and
saw the Jolly Green Giants and the shitty Beatles. Yeah, caught the
yeah,
end of Crucial Taunt.
Shitty
Yeah.
Beatles, were they any good?
No, they sucked, man.
Ah, then it wasn't just a clever name. Oh,
The
I thought about that. That's what a great name because they're expected to suck. Wouldn't that be a great band to be able to
shitty Beatles.
go into a venue and the people expect you to suck? And if you don't suck, they'd be disappointed. That'd be so great. Wow, what a gig. Yeah, we're gonna suck tonight. Yeah. Yeah,
It's just
shitty
a
Beatles,
it's
ladies
just a
and
campy
gentlemen.
kind of thing. Yeah, sure. Which, by the way, too, Wayne's World, Aurora, Illinois is nothing like the real Aurora, Illinois. If people
Yeah,
didn't know, it's
right.
nothing. There's nothing of the same. No Stan Mikita's donuts, nothing like that. Uh,
What? No, there's no big air. Actually, the Aurora Airport, that they don't take the big jets, but there is a spot where you could sit right where they sit, where the planes come in, the jets come in, and they're sitting
yeah,
on the top of the car. There's actually at the Aurora Airport, you could do that, but they're only little, little jets, company jets and whatnot, not the big guys. But yeah, oh yeah, there's no needle of cars, the
yeah,
spindle as they called it up there in
yeah.
Berwyn.
Yeah, that's up in Berwyn, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, stand.
But anyway, so enough of that.
Oh
Going about
man.
Wayne's World, but yeah, it's been a weird week for rock news, man. We got some weird stories to get into, and you know what, too. Before we get going on anything, just want to let the folks know if you didn't catch last week's show, do yourself a favor, go back. I highly recommend it. Good show last week. And check that one out. Had lots of good stories. But yeah, hopefully we'll have another good one this week. And this one starts with there was a rumored situation going on for a while that kind of seems to be coming to fruition now. So big deal going on.
Well, a lot of catalog sales that we've talked about through the last, 1 or 2 years anyway. A lot of people putting their catalogs up for sale. And we sort of touched on this quite a while ago, and it looks like it's actually in the makings now that Sony is reportedly in talks to buy Queen's music catalog for $1 billion. Wow. And that means everything. The whole kit and caboodle, likenesses, the whole schmeal. Sometimes they just give, the music rights and they retain certain rights, but apparently this deal is just going to give them all. And for $1 billion, you would expect
Yeah, right.
that they get the rights to everything. So holy cow. Yeah. It's going to be, of course, be the largest sale of its kind. Uh, yeah, so Sony's working along another investor, and yeah, of course, Radio Gaga, Bohemian. You don't have to go through the to know the legendary catalog, but that includes merchandising, other business opportunities, blah blah blah, and apparently, they're all with it. The surviving members, Brian Mayer, Roger Taylor, John Deacon, and the estate of Freddie Mercury are all equal shareholders. So, like, wow, uh, they're gonna make out on this. And of course, who has Freddie's share of the estate there, Doc?
Is that Mary? Mary
Mary
Austin?
Austin. Mary
Does she?
Austin, but
Okay.
she's got, and the interesting, she was Freddie's love.
Oh
Obviously
yeah.
everybody knows that, and she was entrusted by him. He entrusted her. See, they always say entrusted when it comes to like this religious stuff and all this weird stuff. It's always entrusted. I learned that from Reverend Lovejoy on The Simpsons. But so Freddie entrusted his ashes to Mary Austin, and she apparently had him by her bedside for 2 years. And then one early morning in the dark, she went out for a walk and came back without the ashes. And apparently Freddie told her where he wanted them, but she never told anybody else, not even his family. So nobody knows where he lies now except for her, and Freddie himself. So that's pretty wild. But she's gonna make some bank on this. She just made some bank on selling Freddie's house. What was it, like 33 million or something
Oh,
like
that's
that?
right. Yeah. Yeah.
She
The
made a
big
whole
auction. Yeah.
bunch on the house. So boy, oh boy, oh man, this is gonna just make a whole bunch of money. And well, there you go. Everybody's selling their stuff. Springsteen, like they talk here, just sold Sony. Sony bought Springsteen too
Yeah.
for
Sony's the
500
big one.
mil.
Yeah.
500 large, baby. So and 22 they acquired Bob Dylan's. So holy cow, they're going for the big ones. The big hitter, the heavy hitters.
Yeah, they
So,
got half of Michael Jackson's, only half for 600 mil. So I guess technically that'd be
wow.
a little more valuable than Queens, but they only got half
Right.
of it. So, and then too,
Wow.
they're splitting it 4 ways, whereas Michael Jackson's, one guy, same with Springsteen and Dylan. But yeah, man, there's a lot of money. And Sony's the big one, man. They bought up all the independent labels kind of thing and all those labels, and now they're kind of buying up all the rights. And it kind of seems like it's a good thing after we've been seeing what happens when you leave it to widows or other family members. They don't manage it too well. They
Right.
don't manage your licensing and then that kind of thing too well. And quite honestly, if I were in that situation, I wouldn't want the burden. I wouldn't want the
Exactly.
burden of having to manage my, father's, legendary estate or whatever. Just, let them sell out and cash out, and those
And then
companies know what to do. They're going to do the right thing by
yeah.
by the artist, and
And then you
you
got
know,
the money and you just let the money managers take care
yeah,
of you, and that
yeah.
that takes care of the burden instead of yeah. Because that would be a hassle trying to deal with an estate like that with so much going on.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we just saw with Steve Marriott where his widow had the
ah,
rights and kind of doing some
underhanded
unscrupulous.
stuff,
Yeah, yeah. So
unscrupulous indeed, my friend. Yeah, yeah. And so shame on that, but good for them. It's bound to happen. All the real popular stars are gonna end up selling their stuff for the most part, I would think. So why not cash in while the cashing in is good? Speaking of cashing in, let's move on here. We were talking, I mentioned a couple of instruments up for sale, and the first one being this baby right here, this 12 string. Uh, Great story on this. This 12 string, it was used by both John Lennon and George Harrison, and the guitar itself appears in the movie Help, and it's a 12 string hoot nanny guitar made by, which is now a famous guitar maker, Framus. They make great bass guitars. Framus does they make really good bass guitars, but this was a Framus 12 string hoot nanny acoustic made in the early 60s, and it appeared in the movie Help, and he used it to play You've Got to Hide Your Love Away in the movie, if you remember that. So and it also appears on the studio versions of the songs, as well as on Help's title track, It's Only Love, and I've Just Seen a Face. George Harrison used it on Norwegian Wood and
nice.
Girl. So yeah, it's really got a legend. And it's funny, it's been missing for 50 years. And a great backstory. Let me see, let me get to the backstory here. It's really outstanding. But apparently it was given to oh gosh, what is the story? Peter and Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon Waller. It was owned by Gordon Waller, and he was gifted. Geez, Derry. Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Uh,
he ended up with the guitar, and then he gifted it to somebody, and they just put it in the attic. Excuse me, they just put it in the attic. They haven't thought about it in it's 50 years, I guess. And I don't know how it came to be now. I don't know, clean out the attic or whatever. And they decided, yeah, let's put it up for auction. And the predicted amount was 600K to 800K. So they knew they'd get big bucks on this, but they didn't know they'd get this big of bucks on it. So it ended up 2.9 million, man.
Big
Just
bucks.
shy of 3
Big
million
bucks.
for a guitar, man. Woo!
Well,
They don't know who bought it. It was over the phone. They haven't let themselves be known yet, but yeah, somebody's got some big bucks.
well, yeah, and it's stuck in an attic, and nobody knew squat about it, and they ended up the person that was selling this house found it in the attic, and they
Oh, okay.
authenticated it. They authenticated it like they would fingerprints by the grain in the guitar because they had
Right.
all the footage from help and whatnot and everything else, and it's just like a fingerprint. They figured that's the one. That and basically for 50 years it's sitting in there, so it hadn't been played. Basically the last people that played the guitar was John Lennon and George Harrison. So that's crazy. So yeah, you can tell why it's going for what 2 point whatever million
How
dollars.
does
That's
somebody
insane.
not know or forget that they have that? Yeah,
I
Peter and
know.
Gordon, they had their moment, I guess. They had a couple of hits or whatever. And, but even somebody of that stature to give you a guitar, you would remember it. But nonetheless, it was played by a freaking Beatle, man, in a movie. How do you forget that you have that? But they
Wow.
did.
Wow. Well, back in the 50 years, you forget stuff. And they thought it was lost, but sure enough, there it ended up. And also being sold along with that was the telephone that John and Yoko used during their bed-in for peace. How about that? Good riddance. Yeah, yeah. Hello, hello. Can you get me out of the bed with this crazy lady, please? While she's wailing, holy man, crazy. And in the
yeah,
same in the same auction, they sold a whole bunch of stuff in this auction by Julien's, and another great guitar.
oh,
Oh,
before we get to
Jeremy.
that,
What?
the previous, it beat out the previous mark. There was a Lennon guitar. It was a J160E Gibson that went for
Ooh,
2.4 million.
jeez.
So yeah, big money in the
Wow.
Beatles acoustic guitars,
Oh,
man.
gosh. Yeah, I saw real quick. I saw an article with Slash talked about, why he doesn't pay that much for guitars, and it's just a damn guitar. It's just gonna stand, post up on a wall somewhere, It's too expensive to play. So, he
Right.
looks at it in that respect, and he's already got a bunch of guitars anyway,
Oh,
so
I'm
it's not
sure.
like
Yeah.
he would need any more. But yeah, the same auction though, Prince, they found the Cloud 3, baby. Uh, this is another great story. Cloud 3. Prince used this a lot in touring and in studio. And wow, this is I hate these guitars. I hate the look of it. I don't know. What do you what do you think about the look of that thing, Doc?
No, I dig it. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I remember when it first came out and seeing them with it. Something different, something very
Yeah.
Prince-like. Very kind of
Well, I
associated with him. Nobody else could do it because it's totally associated with him. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Well, he used it on his Purple Rain, his Parade, his Sign of the Times, his Love Sexy, Nude, and Diamonds and Pearls tours. So this thing has seen a lot. Wow, baby. But they describe it in detail here, which I'm not gonna go into. But boy, back in like what was it? 95 or 2005, it sold for under $10,000
yeah, just
at
a little over eight
8,100,
grand. Yeah,
$8,114 at the time in 2005. Go figure. Wow, talk about return on equity, Doc. Holy cow. Yeah, from 8,100 to that, 900 grand. Geez. And of course, he had Cloud 1 and Cloud 2 also, which sold
right.
for, I believe, 600 and 800 respectfully, or something like that. So, holy cow, man. Yeah, God, that's an it's
Yeah, I didn't see anything on Cloud One, but Cloud Two is the blue one, the Blue Angel they call it. It's kind of a bluish teal kind of looking one, and it went for 700,000 in 2017. So that was right, a year after his death. And it was funny to me because Julian's again, the auction company. I guess they said, why did it go for so much more? For 8,000, and now it's going for 910,000 is what it went for. They expected 400 to 600 grand, got 910 grand, and they thought it was because of their verification process. No, it's because he's dead now. But the verification process, they actually take it to a medical facility to have a CT scan done on it. I don't know how that verifies it, but that's what they do.
no, they'd have to do a full MRI. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, nice try, guys. CT ain't gonna cut it. I've done both, and yeah, the MRI. Oh, yeah, that'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, I don't know
I don't know what
how
a
that
CT scan would, I don't know what a CT scan would prove,
I
but
don't
more
know.
power to them. Here we go though. The Blue Angel Cloud 2 sold for 563,500 in 2020, and his Blue Teal
Okay.
Cloud, which fetched a then record for a Prince guitar 700 grand in 2017. So there's apparently three of these babies out there. But God, that's an ugly guitar. I'm sorry. A classic
Don't dig it, huh?
Stratocaster, a Les Paul or something. Yeah, but that's,
Yeah, that's
got the
Prince,
wanger
man.
hanging
It's
out there just waiting to break off. If you're going to a club gig, it's gonna break off. Break that wanger off, then you got to glue it on,
well, he played on tour for a long time, so maybe it hasn't just been
Repaired,
redone or
yeah.
whatever.
Ah,
It's
oh
super
God,
glued back on or whatever.
God, he was so good. Jeez, he's so missed. He is so missed. He was just so good, man. A few months back, I saw one of his older uh, concerts, and it was just God, the energy. Jeez, the energy that cat had on stage and the production, and it just wow. Oh man, it's just a way to go, Prince. Way to go. Eh, In terms of way to go, Doc, I don't know about this one, man. We're gonna put Lenny Kravitz in the spotlight here. There he is. He looks mad. He looks upset. Gee, I wonder why. Apparently, apparently Lenny Kravitz has been celibate for 9 years since he was last married, since he divorced. 9 years. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And he's got an interesting explanation for it. Because the Grammy-winning singer and guitarist, he ended up divorcing Lisa Bonet in '93 and discussed how he felt about his cheating ways. And he recounts his dad. His dad was a player, and he saw his dad playing, and he became a player for a while, and then apparently he saw the light. Is that how you see it in terms of celibacy, or what do you think?
Yeah, kind of. Which was kind of odd because he's biracial, and his dad's
Right.
I think Cy Kravitz, old Jewish guy, and his mom
Roxy
Roxy
Roker.
Roker from the
Yeah.
Jeffersons. Yeah, so to see the old Jewish guy kind of being the player is kind of different. But yeah,
Well,
he says he's kind of saw himself going on and just become self. You know what I think it is? He's
what?
so good looking. I mean, that's I'm saying he's a good looking guy, man. He's a sexy, good
Sure.
looking guy. He can't find anything up to his standards, man. I think he just looks in the mirror, goes rubs one out, and he's good. He's you know
Oh
he's too
man.
sexy for his own good, man.
Yeah. Well, and there's been a little bit of commenting about it. Ice-T especially. Ice-T come
Oh
out and
right.
says, "That's some weirdo shit. I've been married a long time, and let me tell you, I couldn't do it. I don't get it." Well, that's totally different, Ice-T. He's not married. I mean,
Well, that's
but
what
at
he's
the
talking about. Yeah,
same,
that's his marriage, right?
boy, if he's honestly, done this, that's pretty doggone big power there, because boy, he could have anybody he wants. I mean, gee, just go out and do a concert and just have
Yeah,
them
still,
lining up behind stage for
he
you.
does like
But
to look at himself. To my point, I had to check this out. I like Lenny Kravitz. It's all right. So I
oh
got the
yeah,
greatest hits CD, right? Yeah, let me see
okay.
that. Got the little booklet here, right? You got the several pages. And it's usually got lyrics and whatnot. It's all pictures, man. It's just
Oh,
all pictures of Lenny, man. There's got to be like 40 pictures of Lenny in here. And there's a
oh
couple. I
boy.
think they give the lyrics for 4 songs. Why not the rest of them? Man, it would take up too much room for pictures, man. So just all pictures of Lenny in there. I don't know.
Well, that's
But
really weird though. Yeah, that's I didn't expect to hear that. Let's just put it that way. Man, oh man, that's a weird ass shit there. But more power to him. God, the
we
fact
also
that he
found
can
out
and he
a while
doesn't.
back he's I believe he's vegan, but he even goes to a all raw diet for months at a time. And I
Oh,
don't know exactly what that consists of or how that works, but that's what he does. And obviously works out. The guy's specimen and a half, but yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I guess.
it must be really weird being Lenny Kravitz, man. That's all I got to say, man.
And a vegan diet. Wow. I don't get him. Wow, good
Yeah.
for them. More power to them. But how can you? I guess how can you look at a lobster and not say, "Boy, I need to eat that tail," or that steer out in the field and say, "My gosh, I bet that's going to be a great porterhouse." But and the vegan, yeah, they don't even have animal products at all. No milk,
Right.
cheese, any of that stuff. No
Yeah.
cheese. No, you're living in a life with no cheese. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just made with almond milk. There's ways around it. And, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Have some
Yeah.
tofu or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Gosh, that's horrifying though. But good for him. That's the beauty of America. Do whatever you want. And, you ain't hurting anybody else with your veganism. Doesn't hurt my feelings as I chow down on, some eggs and sausage every morning. But you know, more. Oh, here we go, Doc. This is bizarre. You said, yeah, you mentioned right off the top that there was some really wild stuff going on this week. This is a doozy. Holy schmokums. Oh, gosh. Headline: Watch. A bat bites the Pretty Reckless singer Taylor Momsen's leg during a concert in Spain. And there it is, right behind me there, with the arrow. Right there. There's the bat on her leg. Oh, over here too, right there on her leg. Oh, she's looking down. Oh, wow. So yeah, they're doing in Spain. That figures. Yeah, leave it to Spain. Leave it to Spain, Doc. According to Metal Journal, a bat landed on the left leg of the Pretty Reckless singer Taylor Momsen during her band's May 29th performance at Estadio de Cartulia in Seville, Spain, as a supporting act for AC/DC. Crying out loud. So, oh boy, that's crazy. So they're in their
Right,
fifth
here you are.
song.
You got the big gig opening up for your heroes, AC/DC. And yeah, when you first read this story, heard about it, I thought, oh, who's bringing a bat? But it was outdoor. I think the bat just organically just kind of came into the stadium and just kind of latched on to her for whatever reason.
Bats are nocturnal. This is very bizarre, though. That's the thing, though. And they were doing a song, "Witches Burn." There you go. And it's funny because she addressed the crowd because she didn't know. So she addresses the crowd saying, "You guys are pointing at something, and I want to know what you're saying." She then looked down at her leg and noticed a bat, after which she returned to the microphone and exclaimed, "There's an effing bat! There's an effing flying bat on my leg right now. Can someone help me, please? I must really be a witch." And oh my gosh. So stagehands comes over, of course, the rodeo, the things the roadies do, they have to do. This is just another one of them things. And he removed the bat and prompting Taylor to say, "Gracias, it's all right. And the bat's fine. He's going to be my new friend," before adding, "Holy F." The thing is, yeah, she got bit. So now that her new
Yep.
friend probably, she got to go through rabies shots because of
Yep.
her new friend. And somebody says, she was kidding about it, but they got a picture. I don't know if they got the picture of her. Yeah, right here, right by my mic, right there. You can see the mark where the bat bit her. Ah, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, wow, what a way, like you say, they're the opening act for, I think, for the whole European leg of the tour. What a way to go. Thanks a lot, Spain. Boy, I'm many creepers. So yeah, I don't know. Bats in the middle of the day. You think it was just hanging around, huh?
I well, I don't know.
Gosh,
Maybe somebody did
wow.
bring it and got thrown out. Who knows? But
Oh boy.
back in my day, our rock stars used to bite the bats. But now, yeah. Um,
Yeah, yeah, they needed Ozzy there for crying out loud.
right.
And then guitarist Ben Phillips says to the crowd, "Well, that hasn't happened. Well, that hasn't happened before." And then Mom said, "I'm telling you, I'm an effing witch. I attract the bats. Someone bring out a black cat. It's going to be great." Ah,
Yeah,
well, you don't
something. I
need
mean,
that.
for
Well,
some
she's
reason that bat latched on to her.
she could be
That for sure
America's
happened.
sweetheart. She was Cindy Lou Who in the
And
in
yeah,
the live Grinch movie. So here
yeah,
she
she
is.
was a child actress. She has in a few other movies as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
that was kind of
Somebody.
what she's most known
Oh,
for, I guess.
yeah. I can't remember who. I look at an article of it, and they called her an actress in one movie that I can't remember, but they didn't even mention the singing part of her career. It's like, she does sing,
Yeah.
and the bat didn't come to her studio in Universal City and do this, so
Right.
that's pretty bizarre. Good for them, man. Freaking bats flying around.
But now, yeah, the series of rabies shots. Yeah, Ozzy had to go through that, and
Oh
I'm sure
gosh,
that
I've heard
some
those
of our
are.
viewers have gone through that. But yeah,
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's so adorable. A little too much eye makeup though. Taylor, back
yeah,
off a little bit, but I guess when you're on stage and stuff, you want to project far out. So,
yeah.
nonetheless, poor thing. I hope the rabies shots go well because I think they take it right into right through your belly into your
That's
stomach.
what
Oh,
I've always heard. Yeah,
oh,
I don't know if it's still the case, but back when Ozzy, yeah, that's what I always heard. Yeah,
oh man, that's creepy, man. But hey, here's something that ain't creepy, and that would be our good buddy. Where is he? Ronnie Radke. Yeah, there he is, Ronnie Radke. Great story here. This is really very cool. We talk about Ronnie, or talk about his latest video, Ronald, and all that. It's pretty crazy cool. But like a lot of stars, he does things behind the scenes a little bit. And this one ain't really too much behind the scenes, but it came out. But they help kids with diseases and whatnot who wish to see their favorite band. Well, we've got a gal here named Lily who got to meet her favorite band, and that is Falling in Reverse. And she got a rare condition called, here we go, epidermolysis bullosa, which causes the skin to be fragile, can break like with nothing. I've heard of this before, which has just gotta be just really
was it
bad.
like brittle or
It causes to be the skin to be fragile and develop blisters or tear very
oh,
easily.
okay, just real
So
thin
it's
and yeah,
very,
okay,
very
yeah.
fragile. Kids born with that are called butterfly children because they are so fragile. But yeah, she came to the concert and got the backstage experience, watched the whole thing from the side of the stage, got signed set list, bunch of pictures and all that good stuff. So, I like it when musicians do stuff like this. And a lot of them do, a lot of them don't. But and I'm sure a lot of the real rich ones do, but we just don't hear about it. I would hope. And like Gene Simmons, we talk about Gene Simmons, how much of a jerk he is, but he's involved in like I think at least 3 or 4 charities, but he doesn't talk about, which
Yeah,
is
he does a lot of stuff with veterans and stuff like that. I know. Yeah,
and Israel Jewish thing. He's all around
mhm.
the spectrum. It's good to see. Good to see musicians doing this. And Ronnie, there you go. He's helping people out like that. And what's the name of the organization? And this is at the Sonic Temple Festival in Ohio. So that's a pretty big deal there. So good for him. You know, boy, oh boy, good to see these rock
Yeah, we
stars
just
doing
talked.
something.
Yeah, last week we just talked about Randy Blythe from Lamb of God had a similar situation, and they ended up
Yes.
starting a GoFundMe account for the guy and stuff. I don't know if that's going to happen in this case, but yeah, man, it's just good to get involved and give back to the fans, and
Good to see, boy. Way to
yeah.
go. Way to go, Ronnie Radke. And that's all I got to say about that. One. Oh, yeah, here we go back again with more news from over in England. And that would be the headline Frank Carter and the Sex Pistols announced plans to play Nevermind the Bollocks in its entirety. And they would be performing together at London's Bush Hall for 2 special shows. And the first thing I guess you would say is, who the hell is Frank Carter? And I don't know. Have you ever heard of this cat, Doc?
I'm not familiar with him. I know that's the local musician kind of guy, so I know he must
Yeah,
pull some
obviously.
strings some kind of way. But yeah, this is to keep a venue open, so they're doing this charity event, and Johnny Rotten, aka Johnny Lydon, will not be a part of it,
Yeah,
but they do have the original bassist before Sid Vicious, Glenn Matlock, and Steve Jones and Paul Cook.
Paul
So
Cook.
pretty
Yeah, three
cool.
and four. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's all about they're going to be performing uh 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 at London's Bush Hall on August 13th and 14th in order to raise funds to preserve the venue. So they're trying
Yeah.
to save this venue where apparently a lot of those young hard ass bands got got their start, made their bones, baby. So says they were doing a benefit for Bush Hall with the famous Frank Carter. We're going to be playing Pistols numbers because they need support and they need the money. We thought it would be a great way to stop it from going under. Jeez, this is my local venue. I grew up in Shepherd's Bush and I still live around here. It would be a real shame to see it disappear. And we want to keep it going. So everyone get down to the gig. So there you go, man. Frank Carter's and the Sex Pistols. Wow. Very
Yeah, we were
cool.
just talking about how all these over in the UK, a lot of these festivals mainly, but
Oh
venues as
man,
well.
yeah.
Just having a hard time, keeping their heads above water. And apparently, this venue means something to Frank Carter, and he got the Sex Pistols involved some kind of way. And there you go. I'd love to see it, man, but wish it'd be around here, but
Yeah. Well, and Matt, here
fortunately
we go.
not.
Here we go. Matlock added, smaller music venues are the lifeblood of new music. It's in these intimate spaces that raw talent gets a chance to shine, where bands can really connect with their audiences and where the spirit of live music truly comes alive. So we need to keep them going. You're right, man. The UK's got a real problem in their music scene. Holy cow. Just wow. It's almost a critical issue with everything closing down, the festivals closing down, the venues struggling, economy, man. You got to have a strong
Yeah.
economy. A bad economy impacts everybody. Geez, here we go. And the double headers comes after the London venue in Shepherd Bush has come under threat in recent months, and earlier this year revealed that it needs to raise £42,000 through crowdfunding to prevent it from losing its music status. It saw a 24.5% decrease in live music bookings last year. A quarter of their music bookings gone. So boy, oh boy, trouble in London. In jolly old London, didn't they call it
Yeah.
that? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Boy, oh
know
boy.
what Johnny Rotten is on this one. I mean, he's got PIL, he's doing that. He's got other stuff going on. Of course, his dear wife just passed here not too long ago. We talked about that. And
Alzheimer's, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on. But they did reunite. So what was it, early 2000s? They did a tour and everything. So it wouldn't seem like he'd be too opposed to getting together. But and it's obviously a good cause. So I don't know why he's not involved. Maybe he's just got something else going on. But
Man,
um,
oh man, oh man. Boy, oh boy.
which
Okay.
kind of takes it out of it. I mean, you see the Sex Pistols, you want to see Johnny Rotten, man. I mean, but
Of course,
take what you can
gosh.
get, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, this next story. There he is. There's, there's Bono right there. This next story is so good. It's not much of a story. It's just a little paragraph type of thing from Pure Scottish is the Facebook page. It's, it says that during a U2 concert in Glasgow, Scotland, Bono asked the audience for total quiet. Shh, be quiet, John. That in the silence, he started to slowly clap his hands once every few seconds. Holding the audience in total silence, he said into the microphone, every time I clap my hands, a child in Africa dies. And then from the front of the crowd, a broad Scottish accent pierced the quiet. Well, fucking stop doing it then, you evil bastard. That had to be great. Talk about pulling the winds out of your sails, man.
Right.
Especially if it was, I'm sure it was a thick Scottish accent,
Oh
like
yeah.
groundskeeper Willie. Yeah, yeah. And hopefully, like groundskeeper Willie, when he said that, he ripped his shirt open to show his six pack. Yeah, go to hell, yeah. The
Gotta
bottom.
love the Scots, man.
Oh boy, they don't take no crap. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that had to be great. Yeah, I hope he really hollered out because it was totally silent. Every time I clap him, children dies. Silence, and then all of a sudden, at the top of his lungs, Oh, that would have been classic.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope
from what he said, like everybody heard, like I said, it was total silence.
that's gotta be on
And
YouTube. I gotta find that. I gotta find that. That's gotta be on you. Everything's on YouTube. Everything
right.
gets recorded. Probably had 500 people with their phones open, so somebody's gotta have that recorded. I forgot to look for it, Doc. Oh
And of course,
man.
the backdrop you got there for as a South Park episode where
Oh,
we find out that Bono
it's
is the
really
world's biggest turd.
biggest piece
And
of crap. And like
yeah,
what,
this is
nine
kind of
carats? I think it was nine
yeah,
carats.
something like that. Yeah. And so yeah, this story just kind of goes along with that South Park episode. Is
Oh, outstanding. But yeah, Bono, he does some good, but then sometimes he does shit to get mocked. And this was one of those points where the Scottish took him to task. Took him to task. Man, oh man. We just talked earlier in the show about people going above and beyond for charity. And here's somebody who's really a known, pretty much not known at all, really. Here he is right there. I couldn't find his picture. I looked real hard. I couldn't find his picture. So there he is. Headlines out of what do we got here? Headlines out of the news. We got drummer attempts to play Foo Fighters' entire discography in one sitting for charity. Ooh, boy, oh boy. Drummer Greg Barton, there he is behind me there, will be Foo fighting cancer by playing every Foo Fighters song ever made in one sitting for charity. And here we go. This is where it counts. Barton will drum his way through 128 songs on June 7th in honor of his grandmother who has cancer, and also playing tribute to Taylor Hawkins. But holy smokes, Doc, that's what is it, 130, 128 songs. So I've given it this consideration. Being a bar band player, you look at it like a 1 hour set's basically like 13 songs if it's 3 to 4 minutes a song.
right.
So he'd be pretty much be playing 10 sets nonstop. And yeah, that's not bad. Apparently he did 6 hours in a shot last month. And if he did 6 hours, I bet you he's gonna be able to push through. Boy, oh boy, he's been practicing, hopefully, but wow. And oh, it's gonna be live streamed too. All proceeds donated to the Cancer Research Institute, which is fine. That's what my mom passed from. So yeah, good for him, man. Good for him. So 10 sets. Ooh, doggy. And there's some really, there's some fast stuff in them. So he's gonna be busy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and I was just thinking, it's not like for a Guinness Book of World Record thing or anything like that, just for charity. And got me thinking, I was going to take him 9.5 hours. It's like, what if he plays the same song twice or something? Nobody's going to know. What if he doesn't play a song exactly right? Or is it just him drumming? Is he playing along to the songs? You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine sitting there watching the guy just drumming for 9.5 hours, you know, but it's
Well,
good for charity. So it's good, it's a good cause, more power to him.
well, he's been preparing for months, isolating each Foo Fighters drum track with AI to improve his practice sessions. So here we go with the AI crap again. Oh well, if it helps him out, all drummers from here to the end of time, you just put on the record and just start playing along to it, and don't need AI. Never needed AI to learn the songs, but more power to him. He's doing it for his granny, so I'm not going to give him crap on
Besmirch.
that.
Yeah.
Besmirch. Thank you, Doc.
There'll be no besmirching.
If you haven't noticed, I'm having a little trouble getting my thoughts together today for some reason. I don't know why. Jiminy creepers. But it's been one of them things, man. Nonetheless, a good time. Oh, before we leave, before we back out, Jiminy creepers. It's been all over the news. It's not a rock and roll thing, but it's J-Lo. J-Lo has canceled her whole damn summer. It's over. There'll be no concerts in Chicago. There'll be no tour. There'll be no nothing. So she can spend time with her family. So holy man, wow, a lot of speculation out there that low ticket sales and other speculation with it's all about Ben. He's just tired of this bullshit. He did it all for the nookie, and now he's paying the price and wishing he hadn't, Doc. What do you think?
Yeah, that seems odd. I can't believe, she's been around for a while. I can't see, planning this tour and everything, and then just, oh no, I want to spend time with my family. No, there's, I'm calling bullshit on that one. Yeah, calling
Well,
shenanigans. So
I
yeah,
think
probably low sales. She's just trying to gracefully bow out, and people know already her and Ben's going through stuff. So it seems like a plausible kind of way to bow out. So yeah, whatever.
well, yeah, yeah. You see every picture you see of him on the street or out. He looks like he's ready to commit Harry Carey. I mean, he always looks bummed out, and I think she just got visions of grandeur. She saw Taylor Swift basically ruling the world. Probably thought she could do it herself, but she's not
She's the
Taylor
most
Swift.
overrated entertainer of our era, man. Really, I believe so. I mean, what's she ever really done? I mean, she had her 15 minutes in the late 90s and just kind of
Yeah,
earned her ass if parlayed that into a 30-year career, man. I just don't get it.
well, she did the Selena movie. That's what sort of rocketed her
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
mainstream, and but at the same time, yeah, she's no Taylor Swift. Sorry, but
No, our
just deal
time
with it.
is
Yeah, you're
past.
probably right. Yeah, well, I bet it's a bit of both because Ben, she's always pissed off. He always looks pissed off. Jeez. Yeah, like I say, he did it all for the nookie, and there's more to life than nookie there, Ben. So he's paying again. He came back. He had to. He walked away. He walked away, but no, he saw that ass and said, "Nope, I'm coming back." And now there's trouble in paradise. So there you go. There's the rock and roll geezers for
There's
you.
another one. She didn't take her South Park portrayal very well.
Oh, they're the best. Yeah, South. Yeah, I love South Park. Man, oh man, used to love The Simpsons. Not so much anymore. But South Park's still cutting edge. But there you go, man. There's some crazy, wacky news. Jeez. So thanks everybody for stopping by. And if you could share, comment, like, subscribe, all the good things we talk about. So yeah, it's been a great one. And sorry for my I'm having a brain fuzz all episode
A
long.
senior moment, as they say.
Well, I am a geezer, so that'll happen.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot, folks, stopping by. And hey there, Doc, why don't you just take us home, brother?
Yeah, pretty different kind of week. So this is the first time joining us. Please subscribe so that you don't lose us, and keep up with the future rock news. And we do this every single week, every Monday. We get together and see what happened for the last week and go over it. So yeah, till then, you guys have a great rock and roll filled week. We'll see you next Monday.